Greetings, magical souls, and welcome to day 3 of the messages from the dragons. The card today, initially when looking at it, seems a bit bleak. It is the grief card, and it is all about accepting loss. However, when I looked at this, I was reminded of the death of the old and the fact that a lot of us are losing things in our lives, be that jobs, family members, friends, ways of being, who we thought we were. And to me, that's what this card speaks to me about. It's not necessarily the losses as what we normally think about, but it's more accepting the losses that we have had to endure along this sometimes incredibly difficult path. So that was what I got from when I was looking at the card. I also get that the dragon is holding up the creature, the sort of, what do they call it? The herald on one of its wings. And, the herald is touching the dragon. And so there is a unity there and there is a support. So even though there's been loss, again, I'm reminded that we're not alone, and we've also got one another to lean on as we go through all these things, because all of us are experiencing many of the same things. But let's check the book out. So the wisdom from the herald is, they say it is better to have loved and lost than to have not loved at all. But the pain is real and trying. When faced with loss, don't deny the gravity of the situation. Take time to truly process and accept the hand dealt. There may be tears, depression, and sorrow, but acceptance will come once the cycle has run its course. Work towards accepting the loss. The wisdom from the dragon: own your grief and wear it like armor. Let it shield your heart like a chest plate. There is no shame but power in the trial. Own the power of grieving and all its release. Let go, let it flow through you, wear it with pride. Strength will come in time. So the general message here is, so many times in life we are tempted to keep calm and carry on. But now is not the time or the place for such a robotic and inhuman approach. Feel your sadness, take that time to mourn a loss, own your grief when you need to. The time has come. And I think what also strikes me at the end of this is that, taking the time to mourn, feeling into the feelings that we feel, all of those kinds of things. But when we really feel into them, we allow that energy to pass through us and it doesn't get stuck. So although in the moment it is very hard and it can feel overwhelming, by moving through the grief and moving into the place of acceptance and all those kinds of things, it allows all those emotions, which is just energy in motion, to almost move through us. And once again, I'm reminded of the fact that we are not our emotions and we are not our thoughts. So this is very much just this really speaks to me about just checking in, looking at our emotions, not wallowing, being in the present, and just allowing that energy to move through us as it's meant to. So no matter what any of us is experiencing at any given time and how hard it is, that we know that it shall pass if we just allow it to move through, and we allow ourselves to move through the process naturally without hanging on to that energy. That was a little bit of a, maybe not as uplifting for most of us today, but it feels like a very real card, because we are not trying to bypass. We know this is not a journey of all love and light. We know that the only way we get to the light is by going into the darkest parts of ourselves. And so I do think it is a very, very important message Yes, I thank the dragons for bringing us something that maybe wasn't as light-hearted as some of the others have been up to this point. But yes, anyway, I'll leave it there, and thank you so much for sharing day 3 with me.